Share recorded.
What is your Instagram handle, Guillaume?
It's Globalpreneurs, I believe. Okay, now we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube events, and Twitch is
Beautiful.
connecting.
So I'm sending you a request to join through your through Instagram.
Awesome, awesome.
So if you want to approve that,
Wait, is that the one? Go live. Yeah. Request add. There you go.
beautiful. See how that
Hey
works.
everyone on Instagram. Oh, I don't know if you can even see the screen because it's kind of dark. But anyways, we'll get people on board. So hello everyone on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on. Oh wait, the sound is not too good now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because I hear like from your speakers coming on my Instagram, and then we just fixed it. So hello everyone. Today we have the privilege to be with Mike Popovici, who's amazing. And by spending a lot of time with Mike, and well, it didn't take a lot of time. It just took a few minutes, and he immediately like unlocked stuff that was I was like in front of a wall in my life, and Mike just like destroyed the wall in front of me. And it just took a few minutes. So thank you so much, Mike, for your miracles and your magic that you're doing. And what I talked with the audience yesterday, with the people listening, is that today we're gonna go live with you, and we want to help people break those barriers, and be able to give and receive, because that's what we are as social entrepreneurs. And I know that a lot of us have trouble receiving. So we give, but then we don't receive.
Absolutely.
And for some other people, well, it's just they take, and we want to help them as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's always that. And thank you so much for having me on here. First of all, Guillaume, it's a pleasure to always be of service and to be part of the community that you've got and creating and growing all the time. So I really value that and I cherish that. So thank you very much for having me on here.
Thank you,
Um,
Mike.
yeah. And it's really interesting to look at both the Instagram and everything else, but I'm going to look over here. And so the Instagram folks are going to see me from the side, and I apologize for that. But well, you'll still be able to hear our goodness and our talking and our sharing. So yeah, it's and what I find is it's all about, we're all looking to give, but receiving is part of the process,
Yeah.
right? And learning as much as we want to give and we want to go out there and support and help the world with the gifts that we have, it's all about also learning to receive, because it creates this loop that comes back, right? This constant loop of giving, receiving, where there's this interaction and intermingling, and it allows things to gel and move and flow. Otherwise, if we always give, we drain ourselves. At the same time, we don't actually allow the universe to create this infinity loop of continuous movement, right? Continuous flow, right? And so it's very important that we allow ourselves to receive as much as we seek to give.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing, right? And so,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Mike. And let's just like tell the people, because not everybody knows you here yet. And we want to know, like, what is your journey? How did you get there? Because I know from talking with you that you were not always the spiritual guru leader that can knowing like qigong, and knowing this 3,000-year-old lineage that you've studied, and now you're master of it, and you can really help people. But like, it's because something happened in your life that you're here today.
Yeah, and thank you for asking that. It's funny. It's like, where do we start? And where I want to start is basically it's that it's everything fell apart. We all have our stories of things falling apart. I didn't listen the first few times. Things fell apart small ways, and I managed to get very easily, resiliently move through it all. So the universe said, you know what, you're not listening, and so everything fell apart in one time. Everything, my coping mechanism, my abilities to overcome stuff fell apart. I went from I was never the spiritual guy. I used to make fun of it, right? I was the rugby player, engineer, workout guy, and everything was great. So my life was fantastic. I used to go out, party, enjoy life, travel, meet people, have relationships, right?
Mm.
And so I thought, I never thought twice. I never really knew that I needed anything fixing, right? And so, um, I just kind of picture kind of making good money in a career. I was, working my way up the engineering ladder at the time, supervisor, manager, and um, everything was going great. And then all my coping mechanisms, everything that made me successful at the peak of my career, everything falls apart.
Mm.
All of my abilities to see clearly, all the masks and all the formulas for success that I had, all of that fell right apart. And it was so bad that at certain points when I was speaking with people, I had so much anger coming out of me, because what happened is that I went from being the nice guy that everybody loved
Yeah.
to enjoying having me around and enjoying having me in the space and all of that, to being the guy that I didn't even know where it was coming out of me, but it was nothing but anger coming out of me.
Mm.
And it was so bad that it was everything I could do to stop myself from having myself react in ways that would tear my life apart. Literally felt like I wanted to tear everything apart. Just stop it all, get rid of it all the friendships, all of my progress in my career, all of that, this anger coming out. I couldn't even explain where it was coming from. It was so deep, and it was just spewing out of me. And I had to figure out, I was doing everything in my power to stop myself from being completely, having my life tear apart on the outside as much as everything was already torn apart on the inside.
Uh-huh.
And I was struggling to figure it out, and I was trying to use all these logic and figure and self-talk, and I was trying to affirmations. I didn't even know what affirmations were in those days. I was working on affirmations and all these things going in my head and giving myself positive self-talk and all of that. And the anger was so much deeper than all of that even that wasn't helping anymore. And it used to help me all the time.
Mm.
The anger was so much deeper. And then I met the woman I was going to marry. I knew it, right? You kind of know.
Yeah.
And I that anger also wanted to make me impact that relationship as well. And inside of me, there was no way I was going to allow this to happen.
Mm.
And what I started doing is I started listening to what my father always told me. Because both my parents are engineers. My father is the spiritual one. And growing up, I always used to listen to him talk about yoga, about meditation, and not just the workout yoga, but the deeper, like true yoga, right? Where you're learning the spiritual mastery. And I used to make fun of him. And then I used to watch him do qigong in front of a tree, stand in front of a tree and get quote unquote energy from a tree. And I used to be like, what are you doing? And he'd say, well, I'm getting energy. And I used to laugh at him and tell him if he wanted energy, go work out. What are you doing in front of that tree? And that was me. And what ended up happening is I had to start listening, because everything that was happening in my life at that point was no longer working.
Mm.
And he started taking me to healers. And I was like, what is this healing stuff? And then I go to a healer. I feel fantastic. The next day, the engineering brain kicks in. No, whatever, it's placebo. I was thinking about all that stuff come up. But I kept it up and I kept on going. And then in my head, I used to make fun of my dad for qigong, and all of a sudden now something tells me I need qigong. I don't know why, but I need qigong.
Yeah.
And so I started practicing that, and so that complete falling apart and barely able to hang on and handle all the stuff going on in my life was what caused me to seek something else and to start seeking these tools. And I started feeling the benefit, and it took me a while. It wasn't right away because I was stubborn as anything, and I was dead set. I knew what was right for me, no matter what anybody else told me. Right? I think we all kind of have those moments in life. And that was me. I was like, nope, I'm gonna figure it out like this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure it out by myself. I know the answer is inside of me. all of those things that we all, and the answers are, but the problem is you don't know which angle you're now looking from. You don't know what you don't know. So trying to figure it out by yourself takes forever. And it was, I started going through all of that, steps of progress, then saying, no, I'll figure it out. And then back to, smashing my head against the wall. Right. And then steps of progress. And one step led me to another where I kept on asking questions. There's got to be more. Thousands of years of human evolution or more, and millions of years of human evolution, if you want to look at it that way. But in terms of society, that as far as we know it, thousands of years of societal evolution. And you're telling me that there isn't these places or lineages that have the tools and techniques to unlock the human mindset, the human psyche, the true us that we're always seeking, and we're looking for the standard sort of Western approaches to help us with. And yet there's something always that's missing. There's layers that are missing. And I found them. One of them is Qigong. Within itself is a massive lineage. The more powerful one, the more powerful axis that really started giving me and bringing me into my alignment was the lineage of King Solomon. This is a 3,000-year-old lineage that brought the world the Kabbalah the way it is. It brought all sorts of different things and techniques for unlocking the psyche. And so all of that, just for me, seeking how to let go of my stuff and overcome my crap, led me into step by step uncovering, oh my God, this is how much deeper can this go? And realizing that my whole purpose in life, my path, was actually to help others do the same thing, but not take 12 years to figure this stuff out, right? And so that's my passion. This is what got me on this path. And as it started unlocking, I realized this is what I needed to do always, and my stubbornness is what kicked my ass to get me here.
So from being stuck and from being angry with life because like things were not working out the way you wanted, and like you were kind of lost, I feel you were. Mm-hmm. Now you discover, like, through this journey that took you 12 years to grow, this got you to find your purpose, and this is why you're on a mission to help others now. Mm-hmm. That's so Absolutely. Beautiful. And everybody that's struggling right now will, like, just know that something amazing is coming for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a matter of knowing that there's something deeper, right? And it's all about you figuring out what's inside of you. It's all, as you start to unlock, I call it, right? To uncover, to break through to yourself. That's kind of generally the name of the programs and everything. It's because you're breaking through to your real self. The only thing that's in the way of you and your real self is all the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And we all know this. We read this in books, right? But the problem is, what now? So I read it, great. And it gave me a couple of small insights. Then what, right? All of this other information is out there, and people walk around, we all walk around spouting the information, spouting the knowledge, and yet how do we actually implement it? How do we actually create that unlocking that's not going to take us 30 years to figure out? Yeah. Right? That's my passion. Because everybody can figure it out by themselves. Everybody can. It's just, back in the day, you have to find a mountain and go meditate daily, 11 hours a day, with breaks in between, right? I've done that, not in the mountain, but in the forest. Mm-hmm. So there's other ways. There's many ways to do this, but are you looking to go do that the monk way, or do you need to figure out a way that actually allows it to happen in real life? Yeah. And this is where
it's the monk way or the Mike way, and then choose one.
It's kind of, and it's not really my way, but it's like I am a vehicle through which people have that opportunity to make use of all these years of me smashing my head against the wall, so they don't have to, right? So they can find that attainment that they're looking for. Really, like the real application of it in real life, the real implementation and being of it in real life, as opposed to, and don't get me wrong, the books are the repositories of knowledge, and yet without the book gives you something deep, and there's always things unlocking in the book, But when you're learning from somebody, and not just learning, when you're having that, we'll call it activations or the energetic work through somebody,
Yeah.
there's a transference of stuff that happens at the subconscious level that moves you so much deeper. Right. And so I know, and I get it. Like, everybody wants to figure it out in the self-help way. And that's actually, I mean, really, I'm doing a little monologue here. Give me a moment
Yes, yes,
while
go ahead.
I kind of like let this out, because it's important. Like, a lot of people, we all know to some degree that the answer is inside of us, whether we actually know it or we just feel it. And the answer is, the challenge is when we're being so stubborn that we refuse to help to make it faster, right? If that's what we want to do, if we want to move in a deeper way, right? Because it's all about what you want to do, right? And what honors you and your path. But a lot of people are also afraid that somebody's going to come towards them, and because they don't know yet what they're feeling, what they're working with, they're going to influence them in the wrong way, or they're going to take away their opportunity to decide for themselves. If when you're teaching from true lineage, that is the first thing that's honored, is you. It's all about you, not about me as the teacher, guide, whatever you want to call me, right? I'm a guide, right? So it's not about me as the guide. It's not about all the stuff that I know. It's about what you need and what you're looking to do, and knowing that you are safe in that, and what you're receiving is actually unlocking, that brings you to you, not brings you to somewhere else, right? Yeah. So anyways, I had to let myself flow on that one.
That is perfect, Mike. We have to be in the flow, and we have to, like, if you get a download from we're all connected. And as I like to say, we're 7.7 billion piece of a puzzle on this planet, and it's when we connect with each other that we see magic happen. And because my strengths may be your weaknesses, and your strengths may be my weaknesses, so it's when we connect like this that true magic happens. And then at the same time, it's when we connect with the infinite intelligence that we're all part of, is when the best words are spoken. And I believe this is what you just did, Mike. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So that's kind of, I mean, the gist, I guess the medium length story of how I got into all of this, and what propels me, right?
Yeah. And what's next for you, Mike? Like, now that you're like, so you struggled until you discovered that your mission is to heal those people and help them accelerate their growth and their self-growth. Now what's next? What do you want to accomplish?
For me, it's about helping people awaken in the way that they want to awaken. So yeah, it's not like, I have this sense that I want to help, we'll call it a million, more than a million, a billion people find their true connection within, right, to source. Yeah. So I'll just say that out there in that way. And it's not that I want to, this is what I am here for, right? And one way or another, right, I will be part of that. That's what I'm here for. So what's next for me is working towards that, really, is how do I serve? What is it that you and everybody watching feel they need for themselves to make those self-actualization shifts within themselves, right? There's a lot of different coaching out there, and this is not coaching, right? And so a lot of people try to relate to something based on what they already know. And this is how the mind works, and that's perfectly normal. And it's about also helping people understand this is not coaching.
Yeah.
This is actually unlocking and bringing you back to the true you that was always there, right? In the most deep and profound and direct way. Working on the energetics, the bioenergy, helping we'll call it on the engineering, the technical side of it all, the bioenergy, helping you unlock all those layers of who you are. Even though we're one being, there's all layers to who we are. There's the physical body, emotional body, energetic body, mental body, not necessarily in that order. And there's spiritual, soul body, the whole thing. Within us, all of the things that make us tick have to be clean. It's not that they have to be. It's there's a certain amount of releasing of whatever is not our true essence that needs to happen, and doing that through life hacks is only helping us manage the day to day. Really truly shifting into back into your middle and into that full connection, because once you do that, the only thing that separates you from your actual center and your middle is all the gunk that you have, all that gunk and whatever you want to call it, that you have accepted or your subconscious has accepted as truth that is other than the light that you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So once as we remove those, there's all the pieces of you come back. That happens mentally, that happens in the body, that happens in the soul, in the heart, that happens in all sorts of ways. And you can actually feel it like going, right? And you can't help but through that process, the connection solidifies to you, your own connection, right? You that doesn't work simply self-suggestion, because, I can't say that. Depending on how much you're carrying and how far along you are in the beliefs and of the, what you've been taught is affecting you, it can be very, very difficult to work strictly through self-suggestion. Right?
Yeah.
And so just kind of telling yourself, yes, it's all about ultimately just making the decision. And yet, depending on where we are in our journey, that decision might be completely unbelievable. And there's this internal resistance that absolutely refuses to believe it. We have to clear away those beliefs on the stuff that got stuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that can take much more than self-suggestion and tweaking your life hack techniques. And it goes much deeper than that. It can take more than that, and it definitely goes much deeper than that. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just that's what it is. It's just so. And it's about also educating people on that too, and helping them understand, like, because I went from the thinking I knew how deep it went to realizing eventually over 12 years, oh my God, I truly, I thought I knew nothing. I had no clue how little I knew. Right? And that's, for people hearing this, I think my message might be coming out with more directness. So I apologize if that comes through like that. And yet it feels like right now that's what kind of needs to come forward. So thank you for that.
Well, it's amazing that you can feel the people you're talking to and what's the message that they need right now. I just want to give people an example of, and I'd like you to share stories with your clients as well. What's the breakthrough that they had? But I'd like to share my breakthrough from my first experience with you, Mike, when we worked together, and
Okay.
you guided me to. What you felt from me is that I needed to reconnect with my inner child, and I needed to do some healing that was caused when I was a child, and only after a few minutes I cried. I forgave myself. I realized that I was not responsible for what had happened when I was a child, when I was bullied and beaten, and then I had all this power since I'm a child that I'm meant to use today, and so I forgave the people in my life that had hurt me when I was a kid. I forgave myself from not being good enough. I realized that I was good enough. I was just feeling that way because of my childhood, and I don't know how long because I was maybe in trance or I was in hypnosis, but I don't feel that was a very long healing that we did together, and I immediately saw results, and it gave me wings, and it's I became maybe an angel, and I do believe you are an angel, Mike, and that you can do miracles and heal people, and there's a bit of Jesus in you, and there's a bit of a lot of spiritual guides that have walked this earth. I believe you have their knowledge within you, and that's amazing that you're sharing that to the people.
You know what, and thank you first of all for saying all of that, and there's that connection within all of us. It's a matter of believing it and and a matter of connecting and receiving it. So thank you for sharing that. I really, truly appreciate those words. And the healing for you, I believe it was a while ago, but it was no more than half an hour at most. And it really goes to like, this is amazing. And thank you for sharing that, because it's good for people to really hear and to understand, because the energetics of it is something completely different. It really removes and reconciles, right? And it's not, to say the energetics, it's spirit, it's all the guides, it's all the spiritual beings that come in to help through the healing sessions, and to help and serve you, right, for your greatest good. It's all of that, right? And that's the ultimate intention set always, right? What do you want to work on, and how do you want to work, or not how, but what do you want to work on? And then it's whatever's to your greatest and highest good. And it's funny because we don't know where we're going to be taken, especially in inner child work. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, and stuff to clear. I've had clients with all sorts of different experiences for themselves, right? And finding that peace, years of anxiety since they were kids, they're in their 40s and 50s, and all of a sudden 3 sessions later, depending on the person, it always depends on the person, but 3 sessions later, as an example, the person comes to me and says, well, you know what, Mike, I don't think I need you anymore. Like, I'm good. My anxiety is gone. People at work don't know who I am anymore. And they're totally shocked by how comfortable I feel. So wow. Thanks. I said, okay, off you go. Yeah. Right. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So maybe they've done like years of therapy, and then all it took was a few sessions with you, and like, because
yeah, I've had that too. I've had people with years of psychotherapy, and I can't say it wasn't for everybody where it's like, oh my God, I'm fully healed, and yet there was this calmness, this patience that comes into them after a few sessions with me, this ability to realize, to actually be able to leave their home, right? Because after years of psychotherapy, they know all the reasons why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. They just don't know what to do about it. And I'm not saying that this is always the case with psychotherapy, and I am not a psychotherapist. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice. Definitely go see psychotherapists. However, in the experiences that I've had with people sharing with me, they finally had resolution and release. So it wasn't just that they know why, we actually resolved the why, and they had release. Or they got all this space all of a sudden where they're not just super confused and just desperate to get through something, to now feeling at least it's been a relief. And now it's, a couple of sessions into it, they're like, oh my God, they're feeling the relief, and then they can go deeper and they're not so stressed out in life. And that's just in the surface. That's just the beginning of it. But like you said, and you shared so beautifully, it gets much deeper, and it can be very deep depending on what's right for you. And at that session, you got what was right for you, and I was honored to be able to flow that and to facilitate that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for everything that you're doing, right, and all the connection and all the support you're giving me, right, because without you and the things that you do, and you've got this beautiful, calm, caring heart, all you want to do is bring the world together and make things better. And as you do it from this perspective of just no, it's just going to happen, and that's exactly it, right? And so you just move forward. And thank you for giving me the support as well through all of that, to be able to bring the message out.
Well, thank you, Mike. I think we're a good example of collaboration. I because you helped me go past this block, and now I want to help you spread your message, and get the light on you, and get the light on the people that I'm trying to help, because I feel I might be connected to, or I feel a connection to Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad and God and the angels, but who am I? I'm just connected, and I just want to bring all those people. I think that their power, it's in everybody, And today I feel a big shift in energy, and that's why I wanted to talk to you today. I feel a big shift of energy in the world where competition, like the economy of competition and the world of competition is fading, and now is all about collaboration. How can we collaborate in this world to make a big impact, to make a difference, to live purposefully, and to be sharing my purpose with your purpose, so that together we're much stronger. And I feel because of this change and this shift in energy in like all the world, well, now people that have been like those social entrepreneurs like us, those light workers, and people that love to give. Well, now they have to understand that if they want energy to flow through them, they have to receive as well. Because you can only give so much.
Yes.
So once you accept to receive, and then the energy that comes out is multiplied because of the gift that you have, well, now you're truly creating. So I
Absolutely.
love, and I know we talked before, and I know you want to offer a free guided meditation to the people. So we'll put the link in the chat box. And I just wonder, Mike, if you would be willing to give to the people who are watching right now and the people who are going to be seeing the replays. What do you feel would be best right now to give us like a sample of the healing that you do?
What I would say now, and actually what I do as well is I've been called to, ever since we've started with the social isolation, is to, or not isolation, but separation and distancing, is to hold the remote healing sessions, group sessions through Zoom for people, and I'd like to also be able to invite people to that. If they want to be part of that, they can always reach out to me, and I'd love to have them there to receive what's coming to me. Is we're gonna essentially, okay, so we're gonna do something. It's a technique based on qigong called the inner smile. We're gonna do parts of it. Okay.
Yes.
And focusing more on well, I'm gonna let it flow, and maybe a little bit of grounding work, right? And the thing is, when we experience these guided meditations, and it's not so much just the meditation itself, it's the healing that flows through it, because I will be holding energy for whoever's watching this, in a sense, and definitely those that are watching it right now, and flowing that energy for you guys. You might get a lot, you might get just a little bit, might get just enough. It's all about whatever's to your greatest and highest good. And that's what's going to open up here. And we're going to go through and kind of work through the different organs of the body and feel, we're going to breathe in. So with the way that inner smile works is that it allows you to infuse the positive energy and the vibrations that a particular organ needs. So you revitalize your organ, and you're also infusing the positive emotions. So you're switching your emotional resonance. And that is an amazing technique for keeping yourself strong and positive through all of this, no matter what happens. So then you can serve others. It's a self-serving technique that I want to give to people, right? And the link that we're going to have is also part of that. It's going to give people that opportunity. So, now, and I think for that link, we may not have the particular link that you showed me, but there's another link that we have through the website that we can just send people to and have them, they can download if they choose to. Now, we're just going to practice that, and we're going to get into a meditative state. We're going to allow ourselves to receive that light, and we're going to then start to work on certain organs, right? And you won't need to really keep your eyes on me. You can have your eyes closed if you wanted. I will be guiding regardless, so you can just listen and receive, okay? And just let yourself experience the meditation, okay? And the healing, right? Because like I said, it's more than just meditation, it's healing. So if we're ready, this should take us about maybe 10, 15 minutes, right? Okay, so if we're good to go, we can start with that. So whoever's watching, whether you're watching this live right now or whether you're watching it post live right now, whenever your now is, I invite you to choose to sit down. You can lie down just a little bit if you wanted. We're gonna have our feet underneath us, so our body It can be on an angle, like it reclined. If we want, have our feet on the floor or crossed in front of us if we choose to. I'm going to invite us to have our hands on our thighs, palms facing up, fingertips gently pointing towards each other. And from here, we're going to relax our body, one body part at a time. Remembering, we're going to make that sound, we're going to tone Om. And Om, of course, is the sound of the universe. So it's the perfect sound to tone, to invoke whatever's to your greatest good and connection with your own source of connection, with your own connection to source. And before we do that, taking 3 clearing breaths, breathing in through our nose and breathing out through a pinhole through our mouth. Breathing in through our nose and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Good. Relaxing our breath for a moment. And now, we're going to relax our body, one body part at a time. We're going to start by taking normal breaths in, and as we exhale, toning Om and sensing the vibrations from that sound flow through the body part we're going to work with. Relaxing every cell as the vibrations move through. Beginning by connecting to our head, relaxing our head, breathing in. Om. Again with our head, breathing in. Relaxing our neck, breathing in. Relaxing our shoulders, breathing in. Relaxing our chest, breathing in. Relaxing our abdomen, breathing in. Relaxing our back, breathing in. Relaxing our arms, hands, and fingers, breathing in. Our legs, feet, and toes, breathing in. Our body from head to toe, breathing in. And our body again, breathing in. Good, and maintaining our position nice and relaxed. We're going to now expand our body from head to toe, gently like a balloon, so as big as we want to make it. And as we breathe out, toning Om, bringing our body back to regular size. Breathing in, expand from head to toe. Breathing out. Breathing in, expand. And breathing in, expand. Good, beautiful. Keeping our position nice and relaxed breath. And now I invite us to connect with our feet. And from our feet, connecting into Mother Earth, into the grounding, supportive, and healing energy of Mother Earth. Sending roots from our feet deep into the core of the earth, into the source of that grounding, supportive, and healing energy. As far as we want to send them. And now, allowing that energy from the earth to come up our roots. Feeling that grounding energy of the earth making its way through our feet and up our body in whatever way is natural. Sensing it making its way through. Sometimes we might see, sometimes we might feel. Sometimes we simply just know. Allowing yourself to work with whatever comes to you naturally and automatically. Allowing all else to fall away. Sensing our connection to the earth. Now allowing ourselves to sense our connection to the universe. Sensing ourselves beginning to bring in that light from the universe to the top of our heads, to the crown of our head, down through our body. Allowing that light from the universe, from the infinite, from God, in whatever way we choose and feel most comfortable describing the source. Allowing that light to come down through the top of our head, through our body, supporting and honoring our body. And starting to provide us with whatever is to our greatest and highest good. And allowing that to flow through whatever senses, in whatever way and means is most automatic and natural to us. And now, beginning to work with the emotional state of our body in the most positive, powerful, and supportive way. We're going to bring our hands up to our lungs, putting our hands one palm over each side of our ribs. Allowing ourselves to begin to send healing energy down towards our ribs, towards our lungs. And as we breathe in nice and long, breathing in a vibrant white light into our lungs and a feeling of full body joy. And as we breathe out, releasing any sadness, any grief, and anything else that needs to be released. Breathing in that full body joy and that vibrant white light. And breathing out, releasing whatever needs to be released. Continue for a couple of more breaths, breathing in. And out. Nice and smooth, full, soft breaths. Breathing in that vibrant white light. And that feeling of joy. And breathing out. Now smiling at our lungs. Sending love and gratitude to our lungs. Thanking our lungs for everything they do for us, every moment of every day. Thank you, lungs. And now, bringing our hands over to the right side of our body, to our liver, so our right rib cage, just in the middle, palm over palm. And from here, breathing in a vibrant forest green and a feeling of forgiveness into our liver. And as we exhale, releasing any anger and anything else that needs to be released. Breathing in that vibrant forest green and that feeling of forgiveness into our liver. And breathing out, releasing whatever needs to be released. Breathing in and out a few more times on your own breath. Good. Now smiling at our liver, sending love and gratitude to our liver. Thanking our liver for everything it does for us, every moment of every day. Thank you, liver. And bringing our hands over to the left side of our body, the left rib cage in the middle. And here, connecting in with our spleen. And also reconnecting into that light from the universe flowing down through the crown of our head. The feeling of our groundedness into the earth. Our feet or our seat connected beautifully with the energy of the earth. And now as we inhale, drawing in from the earth a feeling of nurturing and a vibrant yellow earth color light. And as we exhale, releasing any anxiety and anything else that doesn't belong. Breathing in that vibrant earth color yellow and that feeling of nurturing from the earth. And breathing out, releasing whatever doesn't belong. And again, breathing in. And out. And one more breath, cycle, breathing in. And out. Now smiling at our spleen, sending love and gratitude to our spleen. Thanking our spleen for everything it does for us, every moment of every day. Thank you, spleen. Now bringing our hands over our heart. Palm over palm over our heart in the middle of our chest. And in here, we're gonna breathe in a vibrant red color light and a feeling of peace. And as we exhale, releasing any manic state, any overexcitement. Breathing in that feeling of peace and that vibrant red light. Breathing out, releasing whatever doesn't belong. Breathing in. And out. And breathing in. Out. Beautiful. Now smiling at our heart, sending love and gratitude to our heart. Thanking our heart for everything it does for us, every moment of every day. Thank you, heart. Now closing off, we're going to lower our hands to our sides. We're going to now breathe in, reaching up above our heads to the energy of the universe, connecting with that. And as we exhale, bringing that down the center line of our body, balancing the energy of our body. Good. One more time. Breathing in, reaching up above. And breathing out, balancing and centering ourselves. Good. Opening our hands to our sides, connecting with positive energy all around us, scooping that up, bringing that into our lower abdomen, over just underneath our navel. We're going to integrate everything, toning Om 3 times. Breathing in. Om. Breathing in. And breathing in. Beautiful. And we're going to do something to wake up a little bit. We're going to bring our hands in front of us. It's called a chi shower. We're going to rub our hands in front of us together. We're going to bring our hands over our face. And now as we breathe in, we're going to brush our hands across the side of our head. And as we breathe out, we're going to brush into bringing them together at the back of our head. Okay, let's do that faster. To wake up, breathing in and out. 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 One more. In and out. Beautiful. Bringing our fingertips over our eyebrows, breathing in over the top of our head, out to the back of our neck. Let's do that 2 more times fast. In and out. And in and out. Lowering our hands down. Balancing the energy of our body. And hands over our lower abdomen. Beautiful. Amazing, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We can relax a bit, open our eyes, take our time. Take a breath just to kind of take it in. Beautiful. Amazing all. And that, while we were doing this, there was flow regardless. This was a tool and technique for you that you could use. Now, this wasn't just because of the interest of time. We didn't have time to go through all the parts of it and all the steps and, certain organs that I was guided. We don't, at this moment, there just wasn't enough time, so it's okay. We could leave those out and we went to the more important ones for us right now. And if you really enjoy this, if you're watching this live or later on, whenever you're watching this, is it okay, Guillaume, if I kind of tell them where they can find?
Yes, absolutely, Mike. I believe they have to find you now. And Anna, by the way, while we were doing this, she said peaceful.
Nice.
And it truly is peaceful.
So amazing. So amazing. And I can't see the feed, so if you're gonna have to like let me know if there's any questions that come up or anything that people want to know. And it resets you beautifully, and it actually, because you're breathing in that energy, you're actually resetting the energy of the organs. The organs need our body is one, but the organs themselves need energy, right? They need that infusion. And this is the important part for us, is to be able to infuse the right kind of energy and the right kind of emotion, because our organs, generally speaking, hold a particular emotion for the particular organ. And so we want to give them that good emotion so they can do something with it, right?
Yeah.
This is very powerful for also helping us process things through us, because it gives our body the energy it needs, our mind-body connection, our whole psyche physiology, the energy that we need to move stuff through. So it's very, very awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to share it. And if you received this, I thank you for receiving. And thank you, and I honor you and your gifts and your individuality, and I honor the fact that you allowed and accepted and received. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. And Anna's
Yeah.
right. I feel so peaceful right now, and I felt so much light around me, and like as you said, like connected to the light of the universe that was coming into me. I just felt amazing. So it's really hard to describe. People really like if and now just watch the replay and play it over and over again. Do this meditation. You're gonna feel so good, and you can
Mm-hmm.
experience the same. And now I know you want to offer for people to do those meditations with you quite often, Mike. So please share that. I believe people need more connecting.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's also why one of the benefits and one of the reasons why I was guided to start these group Zoom healing sessions right online is because we also want to connect and to come together. And there's that community, right? And a sense of us connecting with people that are trying to do the same thing or trying to make the world better, right? Or looking to make the world better and working towards it. So I would love if whoever is interested in that to message me and I'll add you in because the Zoom calls, I'm making sure that they are they're private right now in the sense of everybody that is looking to seek and is seeking to work on themselves is absolutely welcome. So just message me
Yeah.
so then I can make sure to curate and that we honor the space that you come into. So when you come into that space, the space is proper and
Mm.
safe and clean.
What? How do they message you, Mike? Is it on Facebook? Like, what's your preferred way to get in touch with
Yeah,
you?
that's a great question. The preferred, they can message me on Facebook Messenger. That's probably the easiest one
Hmm.
if they're catching this on Facebook,
Yeah.
or Instagram. On Instagram, I am Mike_Phoenix Internal Arts, and you'll find me there. So either one of those works perfectly.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it's
I'm
and if you,
writing
I
it
mean,
in the box there.
okay,
Popovici. And then Instagram is
yeah.
Mike. What is it again? Mike underscore.
Phoenix Internal Arts. I'm gonna type it in for you right now, actually. Um, or you looks like you're typing it in. That's good.
Arts. All in one word,
Yeah.
right? Phoenix Internal Arts.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So that's like if you felt good during this guided meditation that we just did, well, you want to get in touch with Mike because what is awesome about Mike is that he's offering this guided meditation for free. Like all he's asking you is to join the live, and he's doing groups. So and Mike, from being on those live, I know that you feel the people that are there, and you know exactly. Maybe it's your guides that are telling you what you should, the type of
Hmm.
meditation you should do. But like it's always, it's like you're doing it for me, and for the other person that's there as well. It's like you're doing it for them because you feel exactly what they have to receive at that moment to help
Mm.
them.
Beautiful.
So
Thank you. Yeah, and it's yeah, and flowing in for the grace and highest good of the individual coming into the group, and so you're always getting, and that's the intention, and so spirit's providing that, and and it's like I can see sometimes, I can feel right what what's going on or what's happening in certain ways for people, but it's all to their greatest good. So it's never, I am never directly involved. I hold the space and I allow spirit to do the work. So it's not me. I don't choose. It's for you and your connection to spirit to
mm,
decide what is to your greatest good. So yeah, thank you for describing that. That's exactly how it flows. So thank you.
well, thank
And
you so much.
yeah, and then if people want this meditation, the inner smile,
Hmm.
there's the free, you guys can download that for free from, at the moment, I know we're working on the link, but we don't exactly have everything yet.
Yeah,
So
I
from
think
my
the link is
website.
working. It's the uploading that we haven't. That'll be done like
Mm,
maximum by the end of the week and probably next
yes.
few days. So what you
Okay.
want to do is follow the link. We shared it before.
Mm,
Subscribepage.com/Phoenix IAA for the Internal Arts Academy. and then just put your email, and as soon as we've uploaded it, we're going to send it to your email, and you're going to be able to it's going to be an MP3, so you can put it on your phone. And I would really recommend that you listen to Mike's guided meditation every day, because for me, like, Mike has had such an impact on my life, and I know from all the people I introduced to Mike, they've seen so much, like, amazing results just through his connection to spirit. And so I highly recommend that you go get this meditation and go do the group meditations as well. Connect with Mike, go talk to him on Facebook, on Messenger, or on Instagram, because Mike or the guys you work with are going to transform your life for the best. So just do it.
Thank you. Yeah, I am the messenger and the facilitator, and it's spirit helping you. So thank you. Yes, absolutely. And I'm here to serve. So, and honor you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. So that's it for today, guys. Our session on accepting what you want to give and receive. So this is how you balance the energy. And now we have just a beautiful session with Mike, and he shared this story and how he got where he is today, how he is one of the most amazing social entrepreneurs I know, because he really wants to give and help the world and help the people become their best self. So thank you so much, Mike. And we'll go for a short break, and then at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be live with Jeff, who's going to tell us about how social entrepreneurs or social entrepreneurs, if you're within a company, how do you make sales? How do you have processes that are going to really increase your sales? So that's at 3 p.m. today. So bye, everyone, and thank you for joining the Globalpreneurs TV today. And thank you, Mike, for joining us. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. And we're looking forward to have you back on the show.
Yeah, guys, check out Globalpreneurs and follow Guillaume, because he's got a lot of amazing things he's bringing your way. So thank you so much.
Beautiful. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mike. Thank you.